Hey everybody, it's Modern Refugee. Doing a little cooking and baking today, and I kind of want to share a recipe with you guys. This recipe comes from a person who lives in another part of the world. It's kind of a war-torn part of our planet, unfortunately. Um, it's one thing I like about the internet. I get to talk to people of a preparedness mindset from different areas of the world, get different takes on things, and this is one of the things that they made. During World War II, and then later when there was other conflicts and stuff, when they could get supplies. And the English translation is rusks, and they had a different name for it in their native tongue, but I'm not going to get into all that. But they translated the recipe from the metric over to our U.S. Standard of measurement here, and basically what it is it's a biscuit, kind of a sweet biscuit that's baked, and then you can eat it just straight like that, but then they do a second baking on it to dry it out, and then it keeps almost like a hardtack, but it's a little bit on the sweet side. And that's what I'm making here today. And I've actually tried this recipe a couple of times, and I've had really good luck with it, and it's kept for several months for me, no problem whatsoever. And you gotta kind of eat it with your coffee or your tea. You gotta kind of dunk it and stuff. It was just one of those recipes that as soon as I read it and I read the story behind it, I knew it was something legit. So I feel that this recipe needs to be shared and kind of be out there, because it's really with inexpensive ingredients, as you can see here. And I think some folks could maybe make this for themselves, kind of as a improvised survival or hardtack. That works really good. But anyway, what the ingredients are is it's a 5-pound bag of self-rising flour. It's 2 cups of sunflower oil, 2 cups of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and I'm using our local Michigan sugar here, and 4 cups of sour milk. Now, if you don't have sour milk, or if you want a sour milk, what you do is you take like I got the 4 cups here, I put about 2 tablespoons of white vinegar in that, and that's kind of how you sour milk if you don't have sour milk already. You could use buttermilk as well, and that's kind of the only thing that I differ from this recipe, is I didn't use actual sour milk. I kind of made my own sour milk, and then a couple of eggs. And it's the basic recipe is you just mix the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients together, and then you incorporate them, kind of form everything into the little balls, and then you put them into pie pans or bread pans, or I'm using cast iron baking dishes here, and buttered cast iron baking dishes, and you bake them. So I'm going to make this here, and I'm going to show you kind of when I'm getting ready to form these and put them into the pan, what they're going to look like, and kind of walk you through how I'm going to do this. And then when I do the second drying, I'm going to actually show you what the finished product looks like. But this is just like I said, a basic hardtack recipe here that I got from somebody from another part of the world that I've tried, and it works really good for me, so I'm going to share it with all you guys. And here's kind of what the dough looks like. I just put my dry ingredients mixed together into the bowl, made a well in the center, and put my mixed wet ingredients in the center of that well, and then I just incorporated everything together to make just kind of a basic dough here. And the original recipe said that you made the dough into balls about the size of an egg, and that's what I got here. And the original recipe said that they used either baking dishes or bread pans, but I'm using these cast iron baking dishes here. They worked really good for me the last couple times I made this. But basically just rolled egg-sized shaped pieces, kind of elongated them slightly, and then set them down into my pan here. Now these are actually going to go in the oven for an hour at 375 degrees. That's going to be the first baking, and then the second baking, when these are kind of done and out and cooled off a little bit, these will get broken into pieces. They said that they just broke them by hand and then put them on a cookie sheet and then rebaked them, but I'm actually going to take these out and I'm going to cut these with a bread knife to kind of make a little bit more uniform sized pieces, and then rebake them the second time. And the second baking was at the lowest setting of the oven for 4 to 5 hours or overnight, and that's kind of what I did the last time I made these. Is I sliced them up, lined them on the baking sheets, and then I put them in the oven, kind of with the convection fan on at the absolute lowest setting till they got good and dried out. And these kept really good. I had these in plastic boxes, and I had these in plastic bags, and they kept perfectly well, almost like a hardtack. So anyway, when I get a little further along here, I'm going to show you what these finished guys look like. And here's what the rusks look like after they spent an hour in the oven baking. All golden brown on top, and they're going to cool now for a little bit, and then we're going to cut them up and spread them out on cookie sheets, and we're going to dry them so they keep. But anyway, just kind of wanted to show you what they look like here at this stage. Well, here we are hours later. That rusk has been drying in the oven for probably 5-6 hours on the lowest setting on convection, and as you can see here, it's good and dried out and hard. Now after this cools, I'm going to pack this into like plastic storage containers and put this up in the cupboard. Anyway, this is kind of what the finished product looks like. It's just kind of a homemade survival bread or hardtack that you can make yourself. But anyway, just kind of wanted to share this with you guys. If you got any questions, you can put them down in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I'll also put the recipe in the description. But just want to say thank you to all my subscribers out there. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you guys are getting a little information, a little entertainment out of my videos. But this is Modern Refugee. You guys have a great night.